RickT, Outdoor Adventure, and Billy Dog, and Adam's with us on this trip. So we're on the River Spey. We're up in Scotland, we're up in the Cairngorms, and we're heading to Spey Bay on the east coast. So a bit of a wild day today. We've just rocked up and it's been a fair bit of a swell on this lock inch, so we're camped up here for night, and we'll be been a fair out day, fair bit of driving today, but we're settled now, we're alright. Tarps are up, we'll be jumping on river in the morning. There's a couple of nesting ospreys just up to my left, so we'll be nipping down there with the binoculars in a bit, no doubt, and seeing if we can watch them. You can hear the oyster catchers in the background. Yeah, fantastic. So this film, I'm not going to film the whole trip and what have you, all the bits of the river and everything else, because I've done that a couple of times. But what we'll do, we're going to look at different type settings, simple and effective type settings, where you don't have to get too technical, and what works. Yeah, quite often the simple stuff works. So behind us now we've got a couple of simple type setups that are going to do the job, and it's wild, you know, it's been blowing and it's chucking it down. But we've got a couple of very bog standard setups, and each night we'll have a look at the setup and I'll show you what we've done. So my setup tonight, dead simple. You'll have seen me use this many times. Yeah, you can't get much more simple than your sort of tent configuration, your A-frame. Yeah, but loads of coverage. Obviously the ends are open, but if you, I say if you pitch it in relation to the wind correctly, you're all right. But the wind's swirling today, so it's changed directions already. But yeah, dead simple setup. I usually put my ridge line on the outside. Yeah, it stops water running down the ridge line underneath sometimes. But the ground's quite soft here as well, so just had to cut some quite long pegs to put in a bit of hazel. So, but that's pretty bob on. It'll do the job tonight, that. So we're dead simple there. We're in, well, we're near a graveyard. If you know Loch Inch, there's a little church up there and a chapel, and quite often I'll camp down the bottom on the beach, on the shingle beach, but there's that much water about, a lot of it's covered. What's left of it would be alright, but the wind was driving in there when we had a look before. And there's a couple of ospreys up there, so we're better up, probably out up here, out that way anyway. So that's Adam's setup. So Adam's flying the hammock, flying the DD hammock, DD tarp.
That's the one.
Yeah, looking good that though, plenty of coverage there, isn't there?
Good for bad backs.
Yeah, exactly.
Billy Dog will probably be in it later.
Maybe touching ground if he is. He weighs more than he looks. It's going to be a long 5 days under a tarp if this weather continues. Billy's having a bit of a kip there. Eh? He's a good lad, isn't he? It's been a top lad today, you know what I mean? We've had like more 500 odd miles of driving with shuttle and what have you, and it's been fantastic. Mashed potato and bean wraps. Good pair of binoculars, but these are only cheap ones, but they're really good binoculars. There's 2 ospreys across here on the island, so it's brilliant watching them, but oh, bloody cow now and it's wild, man. I think I'm going to go and get in my sleeping bag in a minute. So the simple A-frame tarp worked fantastic last night, and it was a wild night at times. Yeah, it rained quite heavily during the night. The wind was ferocious at times, and it did a fantastic job. So something sort of simple, both ends still open, but as long as it's in the right sort of angle to the wind, etc. in relation to the wind and the weather, you're laughing, and it did a great job. So we're packed and we're ready to go. So I'll quickly show you how I've laid my canoe out. So at the back there, I've got a little bit of drinking water at the back. My little rucksack with my bits and pieces, my bushcraft kit, axe, knife, etc. spare cordage, all those little bits. Another dry bag there. We've got kneeling mats. I've got my main food container plus my stoves and bits and pieces. A few little bits of rope and stuff and straps. My phone, my electricals are in there. Yeah, my car keys, etc. in the dry box. Sleeping kit in there. And Billy's thing at the front. Throw bags either end. Yeah. And down here is just my daily snacks, bits and pieces, gloves, spare hat, my poncho, stuff like that. We've got a tailwind today, so although this box is my heaviest box with all my food and bits and pieces, I've struggled to get that in the back, so that's in the middle. I've got it as central as possible with me, and then I've tried to put my other heavier bits at the back. Yeah, tailwind. You want your tail heavier, yeah, then it's not swinging me around everywhere. But we'll see how we get on. We can always get out and do a bit of a reorganise if I need to. Yeah, this empty bag, I can always put some rocks in that, stick that on the back if I need to. So I've got options. Just having one last look at these ospreys before we leave. A pair of nesting ospreys up here. Honestly, absolutely beautiful. And apparently a third one turned up yesterday, and we're doing a bit of scrapping it morning. But these binoculars, little binoculars, they're fantastic. You know, just something like that size, you can just stick in your pocket, front of your buoyancy aid, in that little bag that you have on your boat with your little munchies in and stuff like that. But even just in a side pocket whenever you're doing anything, they come in really handy. You know. It's so much better to be able to zoom in and see a little bit more detail. But these are just off Amazon. They're only about 30 quid or something like that. They're brilliant. 12x25s. Uskable. And yeah, they're a great little bit of kit. You know, for that much money, you don't mind if you get them wet. Do you know what I mean? If you pay 150 quid, 200 quid and you drop them in drink, you'd be gutted. But, I mean, you don't want to get them wet, but it's one of them. They're replaceable, aren't they, for that much money? But what you get out of it, yeah, brilliant. Good bit of kit. And we're off. Still a bit of a wild day, but not as bad as yesterday. But beautiful to be on the water now. Absolutely gorgeous. The sun's just coming through to me, right, fantastic. Yep, so we'll see what sort of tarp configuration we'll come up with tonight, eh? Always a good trip to spare. You've just got to remember to look behind you sometimes at the snow-capped mountains and what have you. That's the problem, you get on river and you start ticking along and you're just looking forwards and you forget that you're leaving the beautiful current going to all the mountains. It's a good trip from mountains to the sea. Yeah, fantastic. Loads of bird life out at the minute, honestly. I mean, it's a bit early yet for the sand martins and stuff like that are coming back from Africa, but there's plenty of stuff about. So tonight's setup, another dead simple one, just basically very similar to last night's, but I've incorporated the canoe in there. So just going to stop a bit of wind coming in front back, even though it's pretty flat calm at the minute. But it's you've got it, you might as well use your day sometimes. So we're pegged out like that. Front end's raised at the minute while we're getting sorted and cooking and moving about. And I'll probably drop that later on. I mean, and that'll be snug as a bug in a rug in there later on when that's dropped, with the canoe in there as well. So Billy will curl up under the canoe and be perfect. I'll show you around it. on his wool blanket already. So that'll be where he's sleeping tonight, or maybe a bit further to the right. My head's going to go at that end. We've got all the kit stored. That's the good thing about the canoe. You've got a bomb, a little storage area to stash all your kit in. Yep, I'm using a paddle here at the minute just to hold this side up. But as we come round here, we'll peg down on this corner, and I'll be pegged down on the other corner as well. Bit more gear stashed under there. Like you say, it's quite low here, so we're going to have loads of protection. And then, like I say, at this end here, yep, bomber, loads of protection. Billy's jacket for later. Well, yep, just fastened off in the usual way. Just another dead simple setup that's will do the job. Keep us safe from the elements and toasty warm. So Adam's flying the hammock again, same as last night. That's going to be set up all week, obviously in different locations. But you like it, don't you, man?
Absolutely, man. It'll be a bit boring, but it's comfortable.
Hey, no, it's right, isn't it? You've got to, you know.
Right on your back.
Yeah, you use what works, don't you?
Yeah, definitely.
So we're going to go and get a load of firewood now, and we'll get ready for night. Get a nice big stash together, and but I tell you what, I'm ready for a brew. Like a little slide point up top, yeah, one on side, and so they're handy for mics and stuff and what have you. So we're in my pit tonight. I've dropped that side. Well, I had the one side up with the canoe paddle, so I've dropped that. So we're in my typical airframe now, but we've got the canoe on this side, which gives, I don't know, it just feels more structurally you know, a bit more structural integrity. But I mean, it's grand just without. You've probably got more space in a way without, but that solid bit just feels nice. You can store all your gear in it up against it, you know, so it's quite handy for tucking all your gear in. So Billy's snoring away down here, maybe you can see him there. So hey, good lad, he's tired out, and I'm ready for me pick myself anyway. So we'll see you in the morning. I'm ready for the next shelter tomorrow night. So we're off again, and yeah, it worked really well, that tarp set up last night. It rained all night. Yeah, quite a decent bit of rain all night, and we were dry as a bone, me and Billy under there, with the canoe used as well. Just a nice little spot to stash all your bits and pieces in a solid, you know, a solid part of the shelter. A bit like having shelves in a way. So yeah, bang on. Anyway, have a good day's boating, and we'll see what sort of tarp setup we use tonight. Catch you in a bit. Bit of a wet one today. Been a bit of a wild day. If I knew the levels were going to be this big and this feisty, I wouldn't have brought Billy, like, because yeah, it's quite chunky. fair bit of water in it. They need to come up again since we've just had a bit of dinner, break for dinner, and come up again. So yeah, it's a bit of a mission. So we're in camp, we've smashed some miles honestly. What we thought were going to be a 4-night trip, possibly going to be a 3-night trip, we're moving that fast. And well, it's been a good long day with some, you know, proper rapids. And I'm not going to lie, I were a bit, you know, trying to pick the safe lines because there was some big rapids today, a lot of water in the river. And last thing I wanted to do was go for a swim with Billy. Well, I didn't want Billy to go for a swim because you never know, we all overhanging trees and stuff like that, so yeah, but yeah, what a bloody good day. Well yeah, we're going to settle camp now, get ourselves sorted and get some nice dry clothes. Come out that way, Billy. You got to squat it now, 10 squats. As you can hear, the rain's coming down again and the wind's giving it a bit, but I've got my formation up and it's looking good. Billy's down here. Yeah. Nice and snug it back at shelter, and I'll show you around it in a minute when this rain eases off a bit, possibly when I've got out of these skanky clothes. But as you can see, we've got plenty of cover from the elements from both sides. A little bit of an opening either way here, bigger opening on this side. Yeah, could be snug enough under here. So today's setup, we've gone for a plough point. So I'm fastened to this tree over here. I've also got the centre, it's fastened up to this tree, and I've pulled one side out as well. So just to give it a bit more structure inside, I've got for the canoe at the front again, so it's nice to store all my kit under. Loads of protection, this wind and rain coming in this way, straight up it. So looking good. Have a look inside. Billy's here. Got your bed in there, Billy. Go inside. Loads of room. That's going to be our beds. Billy's going to be at the back over there, I'm going to be at the front here, across sleeping that way. Feet this end, head that end probably. Loads of room. You don't need to dig, Billy, pack it in. Digging to make yourself a bed there, good lad. So yeah, loads of room there. So another nice, simple, quick setup that's going to provide loads of cover that can be set up in no time. Yep, you find the right location. Well, same with any shelter, you just got to work with what you've got, haven't you, and modify it slightly if you need to. You know, there's loads of different ways you can set them up, but I've just gone for one rope round the top with a toggle. I've not got a full guy line all the way down it, I'm just from one end and then the other end's pegged down, so you've no ropes running down the inside, so there's no chance of water running down that road to the inside. But sometimes you need a little bit more structural integrity depending on the wind. It's nice to use some beams, some wood and what have you, but no, that's pretty solid that. So yeah, look forward to spending the night closing up in there with Billy. But for now, I'm going to get some scran on because I'm ready for some tea. I'm hungry. It's been a long day grafting on that river, so yeah, we burnt a few calories. Fantastic for cooking in too. You can just cook in the opening here. Plenty of ventilation. Plus you've still got this cover over your head for when it's raining. So great little setup. Can you guess what I'm cooking? Any guesses? RickT's favourite. Bit of corned beef hash. Done proper. Not poncy like how Jimmy Lundy does it, where he fries his onions first and all that poncy shit. Yeah, we don't do any of that. Just waz them in, one pot, boom. I'm only joking, Jimmy. I know you're a gourmet cook. You're just some top scran, you lads. So we're back on the river, and what a great night. Yeah, good chilled out night that. I mean, that setup, bob on. Really loads of protection. Yeah, dead cosy. I mean, you've not got as much room as the big A-frame, but you've still got quite a bit of room, and you know, plenty of protection from the elements, especially when you're utilising the canoe. So yeah, quite a crowd night last night. Well, anyway, let's get down this river. Last section as it starts opening up towards the sea. Beautiful. We're getting towards the coast. Hey, what a fantastic trip it's been again. Always amazing. Always a great trip. Absolute superstar, aren't you, Billy, eh? Hey? Haven't you been a superstar? Best dog in the world. Absolutely mint. Nearly here, Spade Bay while we're here. The sea's up there. Absolutely fantastic. I say I've never seen it like this. There's that much water in it. Look at that. Spade Bay. We're at the end. Right, thanks for joining us on this adventure. It's been a cracking trip. I hope you've enjoyed this short video, and if you've not tried them tarp setups, have a go with them. They're belters. They're basic, they're simple, but they work, and that's what counts. Cheers.